A letter to my community. My name is Nick. I'm from Washington State and I've spent most of my life around the trades. Job sites, concrete, heavy equipment, early mornings, long days, the kind of work that keeps towns running even when no one is paying attention. I'm not a politician. I'm not an expert sitting in an office building. I'm just a working man who's watched the world around me change in ways that don't feel right anymore. And I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. Over the years, I've seen more and more honest people, the ones who follow the rules, pay their taxes, try to raise their kids with good values, get pushed down while people who play the game and play the system somehow end up ahead. It's backwards, and we all know it's backwards. And if you live anywhere near Seattle, you've probably seen it firsthand. A city that used to be a symbol of opportunity has turned into something that honestly breaks your heart. Streets lined with tents, people struggling with addiction in broad daylight, crime that feels like it has no consequences. Families are moving away because they don't feel safe anymore, and a cost of living that makes you question whether the American dream is still real. But I didn't sit down to write this letter or record this message just to complain. I'm saying all of this because I truly believe hope is not lost. Not for Seattle, not for Washington, not for this country, and not for the people who still care enough to speak up. There are solutions, there are ways forward, there are ways and things we can do to fix it. We just have to have the courage to admit what's broken. We need to make it pay to do things the right way. Right now, it can actually cost more to be honest than to cut corners. Small contractors trying to hire legally, carry insurance and follow labor rules, and keep everything above board get underbid by crews who don't. And often, after enough years of that, the good people either burn out or give up. It shouldn't be that way. If you follow the law, it should help you, not bury you. And if a business invests in real people, hires them legally, trains them, gives them a chance, that should count for something. They should be rewarded. That's how you build strong communities. We need to make life affordable again. You can talk about wages all day, but if rent, childcare, utilities, and groceries and fuel keep climbing, workers are just running in place. I've watched families, good families, work 2 or 3 jobs and still feel like they're drowning. That's not laziness, that's a broken system. A few things we could use and utilize are housing that people can actually afford to live in, childcare that doesn't swallow an entire paycheck, energy that is reliable and affordable, tax relief that shows up when families need it, not just once a year. When the basics stop breaking the bank, people can breathe again, and when people can breathe, they can plan, dream, and rebuild. And we need to talk about addiction honestly. This is the hardest part to talk about, because what we are seeing on the streets isn't just homelessness or urban issues. It's addiction, it's mental health, it's trauma, it's decades of people falling through the cracks. And instead of climbing them out, we built a system that basically allows them to die slowly while taxpayers fund the collapse around them. I've seen people using on sidewalks while children walk by pretending not to look. I've seen people passed out at bus stops. I've seen businesses cleaning up human waste every morning. And I've seen people who were once somebody's child, somebody's best friend, and somebody's whole world slowly fade into a version of themselves that they probably wouldn't even recognize. It's not compassion. Real compassion means treatment on demand, not 2 weeks from now. Detox, not a tent. Accountability with mercy. A pathway out, not just a cycle that you can't escape. And you need to measure the success by sobriety, housing, and jobs, not by how many needles get handed out. People need structure, they need support, they need a purpose, and they need someone to believe in them enough to say, I'm not giving up on you, but I'm not letting you destroy yourself either. That's real love. That's real help. That's the kind of compassion that saves lives and rebuilds communities. We need to bring back pride to real work. Not everyone wants to sit behind a desk. Not everyone is meant for a 4-year degree. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Some of the smartest, strongest, most decent people I know learn their skills with their hands. Welding, wiring, repairing, driving, pouring concrete, building homes, keeping roads clean, keeping the power on. We need to bring back trade programs to schools. We need to bring back apprenticeships. We need to make it easier for the young people to learn a craft that actually matters. The trades aren't backup plans, they are foundations. They are how this entire state exists. And finally, we need to remember who we are. We have been fed so much anger and so much division lately that it feels like people have forgotten something very basic. Most of us want the same thing: a safe home, a decent job, a future for our kids, a community we can be proud of, and a chance to live a life with dignity. Washington isn't lost, Seattle isn't lost, America isn't lost. We're tired, we're frustrated, we're worried, but we're not gone. We just need leadership with courage, policies with a backbone, and communities with heart. And people like us, regular working people who are willing to speak up instead of staying silent. Hope is not lost, not even close, and if no one else says it, I will. I still believe in this place. I believe in the people who make it run, and I believe in the ones who are trying their hardest even when it feels like no one sees them. I believe in the ones who still show up, still care, still refuse to give up on their homes, their neighbors, and their communities. We can fix what's broken, we can rebuild what's fallen, and we can restore the pride, fairness, and decency that Washington, and frankly this whole country, used to stand for. It starts with speaking truth, and continues with real action, and it ends with a future worth handing to our kids. Thank you for listening, and thank you for not giving up.